Happy winter solstice, the day after the rebirth of the sun. Obviously, from now on, the days should be starting to draw out a little bit. Now, these photos are from Redcar, which is in the northeast of England, around Middlesbrough, Saltburn-on-Sea, that sort of area. And that power station now, I believe, is gone. And the first time I ever visited Redcar was back in June 2018, I believe it was, in the very, very beginnings of this photography project. I think I used to bounce around from town and city, take about 4 or 5 photos, move on to the next one. Very nervous and awkward, and used to take photos of things only, because taking photos of strangers is a very awkward thing to do, and I'm not very good at drawing attention to myself. I like to stay quite reserved, which is quite ironic because obviously I'm broadcasting this publicly, but then again, it's behind a computer screen, isn't it? So I'm something of a keyboard warrior, I guess. I had 1 or 2 incidents in Redcar with tyrants trying to tell me what to do with my camera and stuff, but you get that everywhere. So it's a nice. I think that's a bit unrealistic. It's a bit of a rough town, if I'm honest. The people are alright. Don't get me wrong. I've had good experiences up there, and in the end, I think I did quite a good job of documenting Redcar, Marske, Saltburn. Marske and Saltburn are a bit more posh, a bit more middle class, shall we say. Anyway, the main point I want to get to this video is an experience I had in 2021. I was there for the Christmas lights turn on. They had an illumination festival and these creepy demon looking things going around banging the drums, who happened to be in Kirkby and Ashfield not so long after. And there was a good festival, carnival through the town. It was good, got some good shots. But the main point I want to get to is there was a strange experience I had. I had my tripod up and I was waiting for the lights to turn on. I think by this time I was filming the drum bangers on the podium. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just suddenly felt really alone and isolated, which after 3 years on this photography trip I've never had before. I always travel on my own. I'm a bit of an introvert, a bit of a loner at heart. But 2021, a certain procedure took place, hadn't it? Through the vast majority of the population. You're probably talking about 80% of the population, that's at the very least, had taken at least one of these procedures. And it dawned on me that everyone around me now is chemically different. And it's all starting to come out. I think fair enough for Daily Mail, the media, but I had this discussion with someone in the comments section the other day because they were saying, when I hear this from a credible news source, I'll believe in it. Obviously, the Daily Mail gets called the Daily Fail quite a bit. But my response to that was, well, every single news outlet during the events of 2020 to 2022, around that certain cough, they all parroted the same message. They all said the same thing. There wasn't anybody that challenged it. I think the closest you might have got was Peter Hitchens in the Mail on Sunday, who might have challenged it to do with lockdowns, but nobody at all ever challenged the procedure. So in 2021, at the end of it, about 80%, if not more, of the population around me in Redcar and across the country, not just there, were chemically different. And that was in the early stages. And I've sensed it a few times with a few people. Sometimes I question my own sanity and wonder whether I'm just imagining it. That some people are different now. There's a definite different vibe with some people. What it could be, I don't know, but I trust my gut instincts because they're normally right. They're in place to protect you at the end of the day. Our sort of hard wiring as human beings. But yeah, I don't need to deliberate on this anymore. I just thought it's an interesting point, and also chucked the photos out there from Redcar 2 years ago, reminiscing on my time in Northern England. I hope everybody up there is okay, and I hope you have a good Christmas and all that. But it's just a thought, and obviously, finally, I'll leave a link to the news article I was on about in the Daily Mail the other day. But there are the spikes, shall we call them? The spikes that build muscle, pro teenager. You get what I'm saying? I don't really think I can say anything else on that, so that's it. Cheers.